So in this section, we're going to talk about subscriptions. Now in the previous exams, such as 7533, didn't really cover subscriptions that much, but this exam seems to have a few more topics on it, so let's get into it. I am in the Azure portal, as you can see, and I'm going to go over to All Services, which is these three lines on the left, and I can actually see subscriptions is like the third one down. I have it as a star. It's also this key on the menu as well. Lots of ways to get there. Now I click into it and I can see that I only have one subscription. Now this is going to be a bit different for each of us. I have a pay-as-you-go subscription. You might have the free plan. You might have the an enterprise plan or an MSDN subscription. There's 12 or 15 different subscription options. So mine's a pay-as-you-go plan. I'm going to go into it here. We can minimize that section. So this is what you see when you go into the subscription section. Okay. Now they're focusing on the cost here, so this is how much cost I've incurred so far this month. There's a forecast, etc. First thing we're going to talk about is access control. So one of the requirements of this exam is to be able to assign additional administrators or to basically give people access to your subscription. Go into the Access Control IAM tab here on the settings. Now, by default, it's going to contain my account. I was experimenting with CloudDin, which is a Microsoft company that manages costs within Azure. And then there's some other things here for other apps that were requesting permissions. So my layout is extremely simple. You might have obviously a more complicated layout. Let's add another administrator. So let's say I don't want to be the only one that can manage resources on this account. I want to be able to add another person. So I go up to the Add tab. Now first I'm going to choose a role. So what type of role are we going to assign to this person? Well, for an administrator account, then you're going to assign owner roles. Okay. This person's going to have access to my Azure AD it's going to be an Azure AD user. And now I can choose other people. So I'm going to choose another one of my accounts and I'm going to say save. So if I scroll down here, now under the owner role, I can see the account that I created it under. And then I also have an additional account that has owner access to this resource. So again, what this means is that if I was to log into Azure using this account, then I would have full access and control to the account. I can create resources, delete resources, add more users here. Like you've got basically full access, including the ability to grant other people access. So this is a full-on administrator. So that's how you add administrators. Now, of course, removing them is just as simple. Selecting it, saying remove, and saying yes. Got to make sure that I'm not deleting something that I don't intend to. But basically, adding and removing access to your Azure subscription is done through the subscription section under access control. So that's pretty straightforward there.